tapping in.
Are we live?
Vince Staples, Ramona Park broke my heart.
Ooh. Vincent Staples is on a tear right now. What I'm quite happy with Vince Staples about is that after 2014, after 2014, when he was dropping Big Fish Theory and he was dropping Prima Donna, after Summertime '06, which was an incredible mixtape that he dropped, coming in through that Odd Future lane, you know, they had the association with Odd Future as the one that can spit, you know, dropping Hell Can Wait, Summertime '06, incredible pieces of work. And then from there, I think lost us a little bit as fans of his, diving deeper into stadium, EDM, live show sounding tracks. But then recently, man, since last year, I think Vince Staples has found a whole new wave, voice, and style that fits. It fits.
Word. You know, I'll be honest and say I was never super big on Vince back in the day. In the Summertime '06 era, I was like, cool, I respect it. It wasn't heavy in my rotation. And I've checked in here and there over the years. I remember specifically that is it FM? FM. That project. I jumped in, I was like, you know, still clearly a talented guy, but nothing here for me. And then the self-titled Vince Staples. That was my favorite project to date when I heard it from him. And then for him to redo that again on this project, to me, this is my favorite Vince Staples album. Like, I mean, it's early to say that, but I think you're absolutely right to say that our man has found himself and found a lane that works for him, creatively, sonically, and career-wise, man. I think he's in a great space.
What's dope about what Vince Staples is doing right now is it's romantic. It's R&B, and it's something that you want from artists that can give you, like, we know he can give us the street bars. We know he can give us the street bars. And like a lot of artists that come in with like the energy of like fight the system and fight the power and all of that, which is dope, right? They tend to isolate their sound in that capsule. It gets stuck in that content and in that capsule. And usually the remedy to that is usually romance. It's usually romance and it's usually softness, you know. And you've seen a lot of dope artists utilize the same thing. I was recently at a Kehinde Wiley showing, who is now like diving deeper into the romance of things, you know, in his art. So it's great to see Vince Staples find this track. I don't know why this album is so slept on though. I don't understand why this is not getting the due credit that it deserves.
It's very chill in the sense that it's a little bit more down tempo. There's not a lot of just all out bangers on it. So I feel like heading into the summer, I could see how it could get caught a little bit behind some of the other big releases that we've had. But to your point, man, the way that he intertwines romance and just the streets and being a man and having a code, it's really masterful. And then there are some places where if you just listen into the aesthetic of the album, it feels romantic when it's actually at its most gangster, right? Mm-hmm. And his lyricism has like just reached a crazy point. I listened to Sparks Fly probably 3 times before I realized it was about a gun. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, yeah, 2 or 3 times before I realized like what he was doing there. And that theme carries through, right? The mama's boy, right? I love this like my mama, right? But he's talking about the culture that he's in. Just the way that he And like Ramona Park broke my heart. Like the theme of this album, what I got was growing up, falling in love with the culture and the environment of the streets, and then growing up and realizing that you have to leave that alone. You and how it's how even the things you loved about it were bad for you. And he frames that almost as a breakup. It's amazing.
It's dope. It's actually real dope. And like you said, on When Sparks Fly, being able to have that double metaphor, and I think that's what's so brilliant about it. You're right. The first time I heard it too, I didn't catch it, and then I ran it back in. I was like, oh, hold on, wait a minute. And then once you follow the theme line of the allegory, it's like it's really well written and it's really well crafted. And usually, you know when something is super dope when it's not trying too hard. Even for instance, with the feature with Lil Baby, right? You got Lil Baby on there. Usually, folks when they jump on with Lil Baby, they're gonna try rapping their ass off. But that East Point prayer, it slows everything down, and Baby obviously jumps on top of that. But it's super super dope, man. Even in talking about relationships, that dichotomy of uh being like in love but also having to be hard all the time. That Rose Street, that's super dope. uh what you say, what you say on that Rose Street, talk about like she say she in love, what's that? Trust, what's that? Like, and you feel that, when you're listening to it, so for me, this is, I think it might have come out too soon from the last project, which we have seen Vince Staples have a longer period in when he drops music. So it might be a situation that is contractually forcing him to push this stuff out. But I love how you put together the breakup with Ramona Park.
Yeah, and I think this album, because it's so good, because it has so much replay value, so many things to pull from different listens, it'll slowly get that recognition. I think it will, because Vince is he's a well known artist. He's somebody that whose presence he's on commercials. He has TV shows, but he has an authenticity that's so endearing when you hear, like, he's one of my favorite artists to hear talk. And there are a lot of artists who I really like their music and can't stand when what they're saying doesn't rhyme. And he's not one of those people. So yeah, man, not to bro. But yeah, not to belabor the point. I love this project. Super West Coast. Free the homies. Man, that has me jamming every time it comes on. When Sparks Fly, definitely. Lemonade, Playaways, Bang That, Rose Street. Highlights.
Yo, man, this album is just that good. That A is super fire. When Sparks Fly might be one of the most beautiful songs that I've heard in a long time. Definitely Playaways, Mama Boys, Rose Street, Nameless. It's this album stands, man. I'm very, very happy with it.
Yeah, and it's easy to make that gun sound corny, bro. Ever since Nas did the song as a gun, mad rappers have messed that up. Like, to be able to pull that off, yeah, that's fire. I'm at a 4 out of 5 with this joint, man.
4 out of 5. I'm happy with that. Mr. Miles Xavier, you once asked me a question not so long ago about Vince Staples that I found very interesting. You said, is he better than Boogie? And where does this put Vince Staples in our competition of the best of the new school?
Vince Staples isn't my favorite artist out of that category because it's tough competition with the Isaiah Rashads and the Reasons and some of the other dudes that are making noise in the game. But Vince might be the one that has the easiest albums to just throw on, right? These last two, I can kind of let those run in a lot of different environments. And while there are some projects that are a little bit more rapidy rap that, I personally love, Vince is creating some undeniably good music that fits a lot of areas. So I think he might be the most versatile out of that group.
Yeah, definitely. Like the letting the album run part, I think that's key because that is the consensus on both albums. The last two is that they just have such a smooth play value. Even if it might not be your favorite thing to listen to, there's no doubt that it's going to fit in every mood and everyone's going to enjoy it. Most versatile. There is a Isaiah Rashad that is there, but I do think that the talk between uh, Jid, between Boogie, between Vince Staples, which would be our say underground kings, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, and shout out to all those gentlemen, man. Keeping Mandem headphones just filled with like beautiful and hard and harmonious things. It's a pleasure to be able to listen and to review and to share with you all.